celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Shout out everybody in the building. It's another Friday night live, Purple Talk to be exact. I got somebody special in the crib. Now, listen, a couple weeks ago, I had his partner, but now I got the man himself, man. I got my boy Darin. What's good with you, broski?
Good, man. What's good?
Yeah, chilling out, man. I'm glad to have you on tonight. This was fun. It was fun setting it up, I'll say, because going through the whole process with K-Dub and you guys' podcast over there, man. I've been tapping in, watching you guys. I was glad I discovered you guys, first of all, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. That's great. That's great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk a lot about this team. I'm curious to hear where you're at mentally with this football team, 2025 going into 2026. And we're gonna talk about, but before we get into that, Darin, I want to ask you, are you from Minnesota? Like, how'd you become a Vikings fan? Kind of run down that road with us real quick.
Yeah, man. Born and raised in Minnesota. Love the Vikings, bleed purple and gold. Have ever since I can remember, to be honest. Really, the Vikings growing up in my house, you had to be a fan. Mom and dad are fans. I got 3 brothers. They're all fans. And yeah, it's just every Sunday we'd sit and watch the Vikings. No matter what, Sunday kind of revolved around the Vikings, and that's how I grew up. So it's been a lot of highs and lows. I hate to say it, but the lows are pretty low. But as you know, but we're chasing that high, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so I've been a fan, Darin, just so you know where I'm coming from. I've been a fan since '99, right? So I've had some heartbreak for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been some more heartbreak to go around before '99 as well, but I've had some heartbreak. So I gotta embrace it though.
I mean, that's what brings us all together, right? I think if we actually won a Super Bowl, I don't know if we'd all know what to do with ourselves at that point. So.
Exactly. What would there be to talk about and root for if we already had a Super Bowl? So speaking of that, Darin, did you hear the news? This is off topic from totally what I was thinking about tonight, but since we're there, let's just get to it really quick. Did you hear the news about the whole thing where Bud Grant didn't practice and Fran Tarkenton came out? And what did you think about that?
Blew my mind. Obviously, you look back and you're like, how could you make that decision? Bud Grant's a legend, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and rag on him, but you gotta wonder what he was thinking. Like, I'm gonna give these guys 2 weeks off, and no wonder they lost 4 Super Bowls if that was the case after between each Super Bowl. So I don't know, that was, like I said, mind blown when I heard that.
Yeah. So I have somebody that I'm super close with that actually knows a player that played during that era and played under Bud Grant.
Oh, really?
And he claims that that's false. He claims that they did practice. So it's weird, man. It's like, okay, am I to believe Fran Tarkenton, who went on a podcast, and why would he just make that up and kind of pull that out of thin air? Or am I to believe the source, the friend of the friend, I guess, that's used to play with Fran and them, I guess, and say that no, that's all crap. We did practice. That's a lie.
Even if it's a lie, Fran can get away with it because they lost 4 Super Bowls, right? If they had won 1 or 2, then maybe it wouldn't have been as good.
Maybe Fran's using that as his excuse. Like, you want to know why I never won a Super Bowl? Because Bud Grant didn't let us practice. That's why. No, it was you. You were down there in Atlanta partying, bro, when you were supposed to be at practice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it looks like it's leaning towards now. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It's going to be a great show tonight. We're going to talk about a plethora of things, Vikings football. Shout out Eric from New Mexico, Two-Tone, T-Bass. I see you, Norse. What's good with you? Let's go. Hey, I'm going to hit you up after the show. We still on for tomorrow. Hopefully, if not, we'll get it popping soon. Shout out Davey OG. Angelo, what's good with you, man? Appreciate y'all. Y'all hit the like button so we can get our gang in the building to hear this show, man, because it's going to be a great one. I want to start with this, all right? we have to talk about the news that really spread around yesterday, but then also it's been popping today, and that's the Joe Burrow thing. I had GG Sports Podcast on yesterday.
Yeah.
And, real quick, Eric from New Mexico, Florinda, Raquel. Let me get you, man. I feel like I ain't shot you out the other night, Eric, man. I got you. Hey, Chevy, what's good, man? The Joe Burrow thing, Darin. The Joe Burrow thing is I kind of want to see where you're at with that, because I had Gigi on and I asked them, and we had two people that were me and one of the guys, Casey, my bro. Me and him were all in on it.
Yeah.
Jimmy was like, man, I'm still for the let's build JJ McCarthy, man. I have faith in JJ McCarthy. Let's take that road, you know. So how where are you at on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit on the fence here. Like, I want to kind of say, want to do both, but I'm all in on Burrow. If that was available, how could you not? Right. He's just turned 29. In today's NFL, that's 10 plus years of solid quarterback play that you're looking forward to, and he's a known commodity. Yeah. Right. Like, to get a guy like Burrow, I mean, the price would be high. Obviously, we're talking multiple firsts, probably some players. Likely JJ as well, who, maybe he ends up being better than Joe Burrow, maybe. Yeah. But you bring Burrow back, you got Jefferson, Burrow connection from LSU. Like, how could he not? And then just the aura of Joe Burrow. I mean
Joe Burr? Like, what? Joe Burr? Like,
just smoking cigars, victory cigars in the
I'm telling you, bro. Hey, look, and he must have been a Vikings fan, because that picture on the internet jersey with him with the Moss jersey. Yeah. I mean, listen, I got that same jersey. Like, absolutely. Hey, that's my type of guy. You know what I'm saying? My type of guy, man. Moss fan? Let's go, man. Sign me the hell up.
No, if that's in the cards, I mean, and I don't know, again, like, maybe he had a bad day, but in the off season, if this is something we're seriously pursuing, I mean, Vikings fans are going to come into next season jacked.
Yeah.
Because he flips the switch. I mean, even this year, you add Joe Burrow to this team.
And this is all, Darin, this is all availability too, though, because, I think the big thing with Joe Burrow is we talk about other quarterbacks and being available. I mean, he's probably one of the least available quarterbacks that I've seen in a long time. I mean, this dude has been beat up. They're saying that this might actually, like, so, and actually, I read into it like this too, where there are reports saying this might be an early retirement thing too. Not that he wants to just get out of Cincinnati to go play for another football team. He wants to just get out of football, man, because he's been getting banged up. I mean, every injury you can think of, he's suffered it.
It's like the Andrew Luck situation. That's like, and those comparisons have been thrown around this week.
Yeah.
And I forget, like, what Andrew Luck played, like 86 games, whatever it was. And I think he had like 190 sacks.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's played 13 less games and has like 20 more sacks.
Yeah.
Like, like, to your point, he's just getting killed.
He's getting beat up, man.
Yeah. And again, trade for Joe Burrow. Our offensive line is better than Cincinnati's, but Sam Darnold got hit a lot last year too. So
I mean, look, I'm all for I'm a huge, if you don't know, Darin, I'm a huge JJ McCarthy fan, and I'm here for the ride too. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, I'm here for the ride. I'm banging the table for him. I'm supporting him. Man, before we went live right here, I just made a post about him. Like, hey, let him keep 8-9, and like, I ride for him. Noah's quarterback coach had him on the show. Shout out Greg Holcomb. And I'm okay with that scenario. It's just hard for me if we go and right now tonight, there's a lot of Vikings fans that say, oh, well, it's easy to just say, well, let's just stick with the guy. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if JJ McCarthy doesn't look like we expect him to look these next 4 games, and then we get into let's see, March, April, and Joe Burrow really is available, like it's a real situation, you'll see a ton of Vikings, a wave of fans that are going to say, you better go get him. You know what I mean? You just better.
Yeah. And I'm going to, second that. Like, you want it for the guy, right? He clearly wants to win. He's made of the right stuff.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really clicked yet this year. He's young. He's 22.
Yeah, he's 22. Super young.
I'm not throwing the towel in on JJ McCarthy at all. Like, I'm a big believer, still buying stock in JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
That being said, again, you're talking a lottery ticket versus a known commodity. Yeah. And that's where, if you end up with Joe Burrow, like, what you get, right? JJ McCarthy, we're all hoping, right? Yeah. But, until you see it.
But the reality is we're still hoping.
Yeah.
And that's the reality, right? And we know the only obstacle we'll have with a Joe Burrow is just stay healthy. That's it. Because we know as long as he's healthy, we're scoring 30 plus points a game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Our offense is going to be super explosive. We will be Super Bowl contenders from the moment he steps in the building. I mean, look, as a Vikings fan, it's the fan in me that's like, bro, I want a Super Bowl that bad. To where I feel like that's full Rams. You go and get a quarterback like that, that's going to just change the whole dynamic of the football team.
Throw away the next 2-3 years of your future to get a Super Bowl.
Fuck it. Like if you tell me we can get a Super Bowl in 2026, but 27 and 28, our team's going to be kind of empty, and then we got to draft and build the team back up for the next 3 years afterwards, man, sign me the hell up. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. Like I'm not sitting here trying to downplay JJ McCarthy and none of that. I guess I just want a Super Bowl that bad for not only for me, for our fan base. You know what I'm saying?
100%. It's not anti JJ McCarthy. This is just pro Joe Burrow, right? Like,
Yeah, man. But I'm not against anybody. I know it says I got some of my closest people like Norris, Delton in the building. Like these are some of my closest brothers that I talk to. Baba. I talk to these guys, daily, weekly, and these are some guys that are. They'll call me crazy. Like, Rap, you tripping right now, bro. But that's why I love our family over here, man. We close tight like that. We don't agree on everything. There's certain things where they're like, Rap, knock it off. Like, just be quiet, bro. Like you're doing too much tonight, bro.
Be a fan, man.
You're doing too much tonight, man. I gotta stay. Hey, I gotta just say how I feel at the moment. And look, JJ could change my mind all the way in these next 4 games. And again, I'm a huge JJ fan, so it'll be easy for him to change my mind. I would tell you that.
Well, and that's where it's funny these last 4 games, because objectively, it's best for us to lose, right? Like that's the best thing for the team strategically. But obviously, players aren't going to play to lose. Coaches aren't going to coach to lose. Even as a fan, I can't watch a game and cheer for him to lose. Like
hell no,
can't do it. So
me neither.
I'm still cheering for the wins, but losses, if you lose, you can, get over it a little bit easier. And to your point, let's just see JJ grow. Like, don't worry about the mechanics or any of the other conversations. Like, just let him ball, worry about the offseason, fix the mechanics, and more than anything, you just got to see progression.
Yeah. So I got a question, Darin, and shout out Luft in the building. This is a question. What do you think? Speaking about JJ McCarthy right now, this is perfect. What do you think went wrong?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, that's the $1 million question I think every fan's asking, right? Because we came into the year expecting it to be like Sam Darnold 2.0.
Yeah.
I think he just wasn't ready. I think that KOC and Kwesi probably put too much on him too soon.
Yep.
Obviously, KOC's offense is complicated, right? Like it's a hard offense to run. At least that's what it sounds like when you hear things coming out of camp and practices and such. And currently we'll call it dumbing down the offense for JJ at this point in the season. Seems like that's where they should have started. So I think they just tried to put in too many packages too quick, and there's more than he could handle. And, the times where he's shined the most are when it looks like he's just out there kind of playing backyard football. Like that fourth quarter against the Bears to start the season, that was magic in the fourth quarter, but it looked really unstructured. So I think they just probably tried to put too much on him too quick. And he just wasn't really ready for it.
Do you think, is there any scenario where you believe JJ McCarthy just doesn't have it? Like talent wise, he's just not as good as people thought he was. Were you on that boat going into the draft process? Because there was this whole narrative of the handoff merchant and he can't throw the ball and stuff. Were you on that train, or did you always believe in JJ McCarthy?
I always believed in Kevin O'Connell.
Okay. You thought he would be able to fix or turn him into the guy that we are.
I mean, the physical tools are there. You can't argue that. Like the arm strength is there. He showcased that at the combine. Like all of his measurables looked great. So it's like he had first round measurables. So I don't think we reached for him. And then you got a guy like KOC who's able to, at least for a time, make Josh Dobbs look like a starter. So, I thought it doesn't matter who we take. KOC is going to mold him into what he wants. I still think that.
Yeah.
And so, I was happy with the pick. I haven't really second guessed that really at all.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And I look forward to Sunday and building. My big thing, Darin, was going into last Sunday's game, my big thing was, hey, just lay one brick, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to build the whole house today. You don't
it.
have to build the whole house in one game, man. Just
Yeah.
lay one brick. And he had a great game. Speaking of that game, I think that was one of his cleanest games of the season so far that we've seen with JJ McCarthy. The Lions game was good, but I think this game was better. Even though the Lions game was against better competition, this Washington game, he just looked more comfortable. Absolutely. Like he just the whole game, there was never a point in the game where he looked like his mind was racing and he was not decisive. He just seemed like he was on point.
Yep. Yeah. Start to finish, he looked good. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and that goes to say Kevin O'Connell, right? Because people will say, well, it's the Washington Commanders, and that's why y'all did what you did. Look, I'm not buying that crap. All right, listen, we beat an NFL team 31-0. We kicked their ass, man. That's what we did to them.
We barely beat them.
Yeah, kick their ass like you're supposed to. And people say, well, the offense was dumbed down. I know you said it. You mentioned it earlier how this is something that probably should have been done sooner. I'm on that boat. I think we've been screaming. My whole community over here, bro, has been screaming Kevin O'Connell's play calling, right? It's Kevin O'Connell's play calling. He's the one like sabotaging JJ McCarthy right now. Not to take all the blame away from JJ McCarthy. Like, JJ McCarthy has to take some responsibility for the play we've been seeing. But at the end of the day, the coach is the biggest piece of the pie. How do you feel about Kevin O'Connell? Are you confident that he's going to stick to that type of play calling that we saw on Sunday? Because I think our team will play the best at that type of with that type of scheme. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so I'm going to disagree with you in a sense that like KOC's play calling, I think has been fine. It's just offense itself is too complicated.
You think it's execution?
It's the execution because the offense is complicated. It's maybe a little bit nuanced, but like the plays themselves, when you look at if you watch back any of the games, guys are open. Like KOC can get guys open like no one else's business, man. Like, and even like you look at some of the plays against Washington, like JJ played great. He missed a couple of touchdowns that were just like throw it over the top, and there's touchdowns there. So I'm okay with the reads he was making, but just broadly, I would say KOC is dialing up the right plays at the right time. Granted, I'd like to see a few more runs mixed in. I think that's part of the issue is our lack of running the ball, especially for a young quarterback.
Yeah.
I think in general, the offense itself gets too complicated and JJ is trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. And so I think if he can, again, start smaller with smaller packages, less plays, where he's able to, maybe simpler routes, simpler combinations, things like that, where he's not reading as much and he's really just playing football, and then he can work his way into that. But in terms of the plays, like guys are open, he's just not hitting them. So
right. So you don't really put any blame on Kevin O'Connell's plate as far as play calling goes. I know. Yeah, as far as like the actual plays that he's running out there.
Outside of the lack of running, like again,
okay. That's what I was about to push back on. That's what I was going to push back on. But okay.
Yeah, outside of the lack of run calls, because there's even been games where the run game gets going the first couple drives and then they abandon it, and it's just like even if you get down 7-10 points, stick with the run. A lot of game left, man. Like, and Jordan Mason runs hard. Aaron Jones, I mean, when he came back from injury, man, he looked like he got faster. Like,
he did, man. He was
so fast.
Yeah, looked like he was getting shot out of a cannon there on against the Commanders. Yeah. I like what I see. I like what I see in the run game. And that, but that's the main thing, Darin, is can Kevin O'Connell stick with that? Like what we saw last Sunday was amazing.
Yeah,
right.
That's great.
That was amazing. I would love to see that over and over again. Yes. I think my issue is with him seeing, JJ McCarthy be comfortable like that.
Yep.
Part of me feels like he's going to think that, all right, I can go back to my old ways and bust the playbook open. The kid threw three touchdowns.
Yeah.
The kid threw 3 touchdowns. He was decisive, man. Let's open it up a little bit more this week. And maybe, you know what? Maybe thinking about it, maybe it's, hey, what the hell we got to play for, right? Because we ain't going to a playoff. Like,
right.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah, I'm saying. Playoffs? We ain't going no playoffs.
We're not going to playoffs.
So maybe you look at it like, hey, these next 4 games, you know what? Let's just keep the kid in the fire like we did at the beginning of the season. Maybe he's caught a little more up to the speed of the game. Maybe he can execute some more of this play. I don't know.
I mean, I hope that they have a plan. I mean, they're gonna, right? But I hope they have a plan for him. And it might not be what like we as fans are looking for, but hopefully they have specific things they're looking for in him.
Yeah.
And call the right plays to see what they need to see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We'll see what happens Sunday. So going into Sunday, do you feel like we have a chance to actually beat the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, the Viking fan in you probably is going to say, hell yeah, right? Okay.
I mean, like, again, part of it's going to depend too, like, Darrisaw practiced today.
Yeah.
Hopefully he plays. Like, it's the drop off between Darrisaw and School is as big as I've ever seen.
Oh, man. Yeah. That cliff is huge.
School is brutal. Like, it just.
Oh, he's one of the worst. He reminds me of, what was the guy we used to have, man, that we used to put in all the damn time? Did it start with a D? His last name might have started with a D, man. What, man? Hey, drop it in the chat, y'all. Name some badass offensive linemen. This was during the Zimmer era too. Just so you don't have to think too far back. Like, is it Dozier?
Oh yeah, Dozier's brutal.
I think that's who I might be thinking of, man. Because that dude, when he would come in, I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, this dude is.
And they're backups for a reason, but like Justin School, like I put Blake Brandell at left tackle before I put in Justin School.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the shitty thing is when you have Darrisaw in there, that left side is at like with him and Jackson, it's as good as a left side of an offensive line that exists in the NFL today.
True.
Like, Jackson was a great pick in the draft this year. He looks amazing. And it's just, it feels like we brought Darrisaw back a little early. There you go.
Yeah, Dakota Dozier. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Bro, you want to talk about garbage. Holy man, that dude, you was better off just not even having an offensive lineman. They're like, you know what, just sit on the sideline.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. But yeah, I mean, if we're fully healthy, again, Dallas's D is suspect, man. Like I know, they had a few trade deadline deals that solidified their D a little bit. Like Quinnen Williams will make it harder to run, but I think they're gettable, for our offense. And our D has not been our problem this year. So I don't expect our D to get torched by Dak and CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and those guys. Like I think we'll be fine.
So speaking of CeeDee Lamb, right? This is like just a statement that I saw where did you see the play where CeeDee Lamb got knocked out of the game?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like I always compare it to the Tua one where his hands like locked up and stuff. It looked bad to say the least, right?
Yep.
And I seen a report where now they are saying he's passing all of the concussion protocol steps, and this is coming from Stephen Jones, right? Part of me feels like this. They actually have something to play for. See, this is when you think about how the NFL operates, because they really don't care about these players' safety in all reality. They say they're coming up with new rules to try to, cut down injuries. That's because they want to make more money because they know if certain players are out there, more people are going to tune in. So, and that's what's happening. We're seeing now where you have multiple players that have gotten concussed this season, and they've been out for 2 games for the most part because, they want to make sure everything's good. But see, it's different when you're in week 5 and 6 to when you're in week 15, and now you have to win the rest of your football games. The Dallas Cowboys are going to roll CeeDee Lamb out there because they feel like even a concussed CeeDee Lamb, it gives them a better chance to win this game. And to me, I just I don't think we're the right team. I mean, I don't think we're the right team to do that against because we're aggressive out there, man. We gonna lay the hat, and we saw what happened to Jaden Daniels. I told them do not put him out there, and look, done.
Well, and even that, like, granted, when a guy is healthy, I get. Even if you're out of it, you want to play your good guys. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they started Jaden Daniels last week. That was terrible. But yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, granted, half 50% healthy CeeDee Lamb is probably better than most receivers. But
But I'm talking about just like for him, and I know unfortunately here said there is levels to concussions, but man, when I saw his, man, he was knocked out though. Like, I mean, his hands were freaking clenched up, like locked. Like he was out of there.
Yeah, no, they don't care. Like they need to win. They don't care.
Yeah, I feel like JJ McCarthy's concussion was one of those ones where it's you don't realize till after the game. Like he got up and they didn't realize it till like on the plane or the next morning or something when they recorded. Yeah. Like you knew CD was out the moment he hit the ground, bro. Like it was over with, right? So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
Man. No, I mean, again, that's talking out of both sides of their mouth, right? They're trying to protect their cash cows at the same time. They're they need him on the field. So even if they're hurt, they're going to put him out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think our game plan should be against the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to our offensive of game plan? Do you believe we should still roll like how we rolled against the Washington Commanders, lean on the run, but then let JJ kind of
I mean, I do, mainly because I mean Washington's defense, although not very good, the strength of their D is probably their D line, and we pretty much dismantled them. So I like how our offensive line is playing. I think we're gonna have all 5 starters in again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been rare this year to have all 5 starting offensive linemen, but when we have them, those guys are dudes, man. I mean, they're nasty and they get after it. So I think we can run the ball on them and then, set up play action. I just think you got to try to slow it down and make it easy for JJ if you want to do anything on offense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm hoping we see almost like the same exact play calling that we saw.
For sure.
I'm hoping the game goes exactly the same.
I'd love to see Jefferson get like a 100-yard game. I mean,
I guess mine is that. Yeah, you're right.
We just got to get him over 1,000. I think he's like under 200 yards to get to 1,000 this year. So
JJ threw him a bomb against the Washington Commanders. He just couldn't come down with it, man.
He had another one where JJ broke open and he missed him. So
man, yeah, it's like, come on, man. This JJ to JJ connection, man. I mean, it's only right, bro. It has to come together. If no other connection on this team happens, that one has to happen. It has to,
amazing. Can you imagine just the marketing behind that would be unreal.
I'm telling you, the marketing behind it, bro. I have a thumbnail that I created, a year and some change ago when we drafted JJ McCarthy that I haven't been able to release yet. I haven't been able to do the video and talk and pop my talk about it. It's a shame.
It's gonna be amazing.
I think it'll come 2026. I have faith that it will. I have faith that this offseason is going to actually, in my opinion, be a lot. I think this one's going to be more important than last one. I know last one was important for JJ McCarthy's development because he was finally getting back on the grass, able to get up to get on the practice field, build that connection. But I think now that he knows what he's about to get thrown into in 2026, he kind of knows what it is now. There is no unknown factor there.
That's just it. Yeah, he was getting up to speed with the teammates, the playbook, all that. But now he understands the speed of the game.
Yeah.
He knows what to expect. So, this offseason is going to be massive for him.
Yeah, this offseason is going to be super important for JJ McCarthy's development. Absolutely. And I want to real quick, I know we're beating the dead horse with JJ McCarthy, but hey, he is the main topic on this football team at the moment because, look, we got a lot of quarterback talk happening. Because I got another question after this, but the mechanic things I just want to talk about where even Justin Jefferson mentioned something about it just yesterday, I think, in his press conference where he was talking about, his mechanics are going to get better and stuff like that. So it's really a thing, right? Like there's definitely noise around the building like, hey, bruh, your mechanics are trash, bro. You need to fix them shits like that. I mean, that's what it's sounding like. I mean, everybody's talking about it. The coach is even talking about it on podcasts and all this craziness. It's like, yo, leave the kid alone, bro. Like some things need to stay behind. We can see, you know what I'm saying?
Whether they talk about it or not, like that first touchdown, he had that leg whip out again. I was like,
I know, man.
This doesn't matter at this point. Just let him ball. Fix that in the offseason.
I think that's what made the difference, Darin, was they just let him ball.
Yeah. Well, the mechanics thing I find weird too, just because he went to what was it? Is it IMG?
He went to IMG
Academy, which is just a football factory. So you would imagine a quarterback coming out of IMG is going to have good mechanics.
Yeah.
Goes to Michigan, plays for Harbaugh,
Yep.
who's just, again, a great quarterbacks coach.
Yep.
He comes over, like, it just feels weird that his mechanics are so as messed up as they are, having like gone through like just football factory schools, like his whole.
Yeah, having great coaches on his side too. Shout out Greg Holcomb, who has a good track record as well with coaches. I know people are people tried to throw him under the bus. Oh, look at his quarterback coach. Of course he's. I'm like, man, knock it off, man. Coach Holcomb's solid, bro, and he know his stuff. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. I talked to him the other day, man. He's official like a referee with a whistle, man. I ain't about to go down that road, but people are talking. It is what it is. It's one of those deals where I felt like the narrative leading up into that game, Darin, a Washington game, everybody was saying was, hey, just go out there and play. It was the whole, be your 16-year-old self again and just go out there and play. And I think what happened with Kevin O'Connell coming on there and saying, hey, man, we just want the guys to go out there and play. And I think that was him telling us, hey, all that mechanic stuff, we're going to wait until the offseason. Like, and it's just like, damn, because I don't think it was a good formula to try to have him working on that. At the same time, you got live bullets flying at you. You're trying to process this complex offense. And then you're also, because, JJ is an overthinker. He admitted that. He's trying to make sure his bottom half is perfect before he throws the ball. There's just too much going on. Overcoached is what you call it.
100%. I mean, that's like trying to fix your golf swing mid-round, man. Like, you're playing shitty golf. You just keep,
embrace the suck.
Basically, yeah, you're not going to fix it mid-round. So you can't be working on that stuff, in season.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like as bad as it's gotten. Like, if there's some like minor tweaks here and there, sure. But yeah, it really seems like it's pretty out of whack. And yeah, that's what the offseason's for.
Yeah, man. So next topic, let's move on from the JJ and let's talk about Kwesi real quick. I want to talk about Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. I kind of want to know how you feel about him as a whole. But then, like, what do you expect from him going into 2026? Do you expect him to even be here in 2026, man? What's your vibes with Kwesi, man? How are you a Kwesi guy?
I'm not anti-Kwesi, but I wouldn't call myself a Kwesi guy. I mean, he's missed in the draft too many times, and that's hurt us. Like, we've had to go out and be, spenders in free agency, which I don't think teams love doing that. But we've been forced to do that because we have not been able to hit on draft picks. And the one that's going to follow him around probably forever is the Kyle Hamilton pass, where he, passes on Kyle Hamilton, trades back, gets pretty much nothing in return, and then drafts Lewis Cine. And then, Lewis Cine obviously has the injury and really never plays for us. Meanwhile, what we could really use right now is an all-pro safety, and Kyle Hamilton's just tearing up the league. So that's the one he'll never live down. He's hit on a couple, sure, like Addison and Jackson this year. Will Reichert. I mean, holy smokes!
What do you feel about Dallas Turner?
I mean, a lot of upside.
Still need more time. So real quick, not to cut you off, Darin. I heard something today which was pretty interesting. Now this is from Alec Lewis, saying that, hey, I know everybody's hyped on Dallas Turner. I don't know if you saw this little bit here.
I didn't see this one.
Okay, so what it came out today. He was with Matthew Collier. They were at TCO. I think this might have been like a post game or something. It was just a clip of it. But they were talking about how all the fans are hype on Dallas Turner these past couple games. Sure. But what he has seen is the pressures we are seeing from Dallas Turner. They're coming from either a tight end trying to block him or a backup tackle. Right. And when you see him going up against actual first stringers, he's not so much. He's getting stuffed. He's getting stood up. He's not getting the pressures. He's getting washed out of the plays. Yeah. So yes, give him his props for what he's doing, these past couple games, but also let's put the context to it. And I'm a big fan of that, right? Because you can't get lost in the sauce. We got to call it for what it is. Like, okay, can you do that against the top tackles, because that's what you really were brought here for, being a first-round draft pick?
Well, and I think a lot of times everyone forgets exactly what we gave up to get that pick. I mean, that was when we were making those trades, thinking we'd have to trade up in the draft, to get a quarterback, where we didn't really have to give up much to get JJ, but we'd already traded away. It was like two second-round picks and, maybe a third or something like that. So again, for what we gave up to get Dallas Turner, he's underperformed.
Yeah.
And that's where, again, I'd say Kwesi as a whole has drastically underperformed in the draft.
Yeah.
And again, had a few hits, great, but like if he's around, he has to hit this year. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if he has a bad draft this year, he's got to be out.
Yeah.
And you kind of wonder going into this offseason if it seems like someone's head's going to have to roll, right? Like we're going to end up being a 6-7 win team. I could see Wes Phillips, maybe offensive coordinator, taking some blame. KOC's not going anywhere. 1 year removed from coach of the year. They're not getting rid of KOC. And I think he's a really good coach. Okay. So I think I'm all for keeping KOC. But I think the question's out on Kwesi. Like, I don't know. I know we just, re-upped his contract as well, but kind of feels like just the way the team was built and kind of the hype going in and, those like Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, like just hasn't really worked out. And meanwhile, we owe him, tens of millions of dollars, in cap money here over the next couple of years as well. So I think I'm not advocating for firing him, but I wouldn't be upset if he was fired.
Right. And that's the biggest knock on him that I think most people that I talk to, that I bring on the show and have conversations with, even outside of the shows, it's the draft, right? That's the main thing. The draft. It's the draft, bro. You're setting the franchise back because we have to try to buy a team every offseason. We got to try to buy them. And we're starting to realize that if you're not going, see this real quick, this just goes back to the Joe Burrow thing. If you're going all balls to the wall to buy a team, then go balls to the wall.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like, you if you're going to do it, you got to go big or go home. You can't do it with trying to get has-beens that were once good, and then you think you're going to buy them and bring them, and they're just going to come back to life after they've had 2 years where they were mediocre, right? If you're going to do it, go balls to the wall, man.
And free agency, like you're going to hit a guy here and there, like, Isaiah Rodgers this year, he's been good, right? He's been a good player, had that big game against Cincinnati. Like he's been a good player. I wouldn't say, after Cincinnati, I think we were all thinking, oh man, this guy's like a home run. He's came back to earth a little bit, but I think he's still a good player.
Yeah.
The problem with free agency is these guys are free agents for a reason, right? Like their teams, if they're still got a lot left in the tank, they're not just letting them walk for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's where, like, to your point, going all in, like if you're going to really go after guys, you need to make trades. Like that's where you get guys that are worth something, is in trades. Yeah. Free agency should be really filling holes in the roster, not trying to go after like starting defensive tackles or things like that,
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. So that bars the question of, you say you're a KOC guy. Everybody knows that I was a KOC truther at the beginning of this whole process. I actually was one of the few who would rathered him over Harbaugh. And if you don't know, I'm a Michigan Wolverine supporter, fan, whatever you want to call it. Like that's who I follow. That's my college team, right? But still, yet there was something about Kevin O'Connell that I wanted instead, because I'm like, he's young, he's going to be innovative. I don't want a guy that's stuck in his ways, because just in case he comes and it doesn't work, I don't want to waste 3-4 years of him just being an old grumpy man and using his formula that worked 10 years ago. Right. I want somebody who's willing to come in and say, hey, this is where the league is at now in 2023. And we're going to adapt to that. And it looked good at the beginning. So far, so good. Right. And I still think he's a good coach. I'm not saying that he's a horrible coach or anything like that, but I will ask you the question. If Kevin O'Connell doesn't take this team to the playoffs next year, regardless of the circumstances, because I think going into 2026, it's a must make the playoff year for Kevin O'Connell, or else. That's where I stand on it, Darin. Now, and this is coming from somebody who supports Kevin O'Connell, but I don't care if, knock on wood, I don't care if JJ McCarthy winds up getting injured for 5 weeks next year, or you brought in a veteran quarterback and he's not available and this, that, and the third. Like, again, the excuses are going to have to stop at some point, and it's going to be like, okay, it seems like every time we're supposed to make that push, something goes wrong. 2023 was a example of that, where I gave him a huge pass, and people would tell you, the community would tell you, you had people hating him after that year of winning 7 games, right? With the Joshua Dobbs and on. I'm like, yo, how you gonna be mad at Kevin O'Connell? Look what he had to work with. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's like, come on, man, let's be realistic here. Like the season was over. He lost his quarterback. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of Kirk Cousins, but at the end of the day, that year, Kirk Cousins gave us the best chance to do anything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, you know, but next year, I'm just saying this, Darin, is like, where do you stand on that? Because I asked Gigi them that same question. Like, bro, if Kevin O'Connell doesn't take the Minnesota Vikings in 2026 to the play, I don't care. A wild card I'll settle with. But I think it has to happen. It has to. Where are you at with it?
I mean, I don't disagree. If we go in to next season with a well-built roster, and I mean, we're gonna have playoff aspirations, and we stay healthy, we should make the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. Like, if your starting quarterback gets hurt, how many teams are still going to make the playoffs after their starting quarterback gets injured for the season? Yeah. Like, I mean, look at the Ravens this year. Like, they're going to miss the playoffs because Lamar Jackson was hurt all year. Like, it makes a huge difference when your starting quarterback gets hurt. But yeah, I would say if there's going to be some big questions for KOC if our offense looks like it does this year, we missed the playoffs. Again, I don't want to look a year in advance and say he has to be fired, but I think there's going to be the seat's going to keep getting hotter.
Right.
And
so do you feel like the seat's already warm after this season?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's warm. Again, he's 1 year removed from coach of the year. And
but Brian Dable got you know what I mean?
Well, you're not wrong. So, I mean, again, I wouldn't call this the honeymoon phase, but it's also like, you know, your loyalties can shift quickly if you just keep losing. And so if that's what ends up happening, like if we just look like dog shit next year, yeah, I mean, maybe the seat goes, you know, from cool to burning hot immediately.
Right.
Speaking of Brian Dable, though, I don't know if we end up getting rid of Wes Phillips.
Oh, you like him?
I mean, look what he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo when he was their OC, man. Like I wouldn't mind.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but I also like, I think it, and then I also think about it like, is he really the formula for Josh Allen? Because Josh Allen continued to do. He won MVP after the motherfucker left.
He just got him on the upward trajectory.
Maybe he got him on the upward trend. There's still a question for me, Darin, of how much credit should we give Dable for the Josh Allen? I know that was his whole thing going to New York. It was like, oh, he's going to turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen. And we kind of saw what happened there.
Yeah, that's fair. But then again, some guys are better as coordinators than they are as coaches.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with being a great coordinator.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't understand why this whole thing where and I mean, yes, there's levels to it. So I guess every coordinator's dream is I want to eventually be the head guy, right? As men, we want to run shit, right? We want to be top dog.
All these guys got big egos.
That's just in our nature as men, though. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be the second. I'm trying to run shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be the beta.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it, but it would be so much better. A lot of these guys' names wouldn't have so much smuck on it if they just would understand that, bro, you're good at this, bro.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You're still a millionaire. You're still winning rings. I mean, bro, stay there. And I think Brian Flores is a prime example of that. We have a ton of fans that want to call for him to be our head coach. But my thing is, he's had an opportunity to be a head coach. And you know what? There was a lot of turmoil. Now, I give him the benefit of the doubt because Miami had a whole scandal going on. They were trying to get him to lose games and shit. But still, yet, not a lot of players, as him being a head coach. See, him being a defensive coordinator, he still kind of has a place where he can't go above and beyond. But when he's the head, a lot of players can't deal with a personality like Brian Flores, bro, because you get a lot of players crying, bro. There's a lot of soft players in the NFL, believe it or not.
Coaching, man. Like, a lot of guys can't deal with that anymore.
Yeah, they start to crying, bro. They start getting offended. I mean, I'm a fan with the, hey, you know, drop your nuts, let them drag, right? I like those type of guys. But what I'm saying is, for the team's benefit, I don't know if it's going to work in Minnesota. I just don't. Brian Flores being a head guy, I just don't. To me, I don't know if it makes sense.
I'm not a fan of that trade of just saying fire KOC, promote Flores. That being said, like I will say, I think Brian Flores deserves another shot at being
absolutely.
If he wants it. Like he's earned that.
And he does want it. He's already went on podcast with Adam Schefter. He had a podcast with him where he said he absolutely wants another opportunity to be a head coach. So we know as Vikings fan, I did a video on that. I think that was last off season when he did the podcast. It might have been Ian Rappaport or something. Somebody had a podcast on Spotify, and he was on there and he said he wants another head coaching opportunity. So as Vikings fans, us hearing that, we know that we're on a time frame. Like this isn't going to be forever, right? Like if a team reaches out to B-Flow, he's out of there. And I don't think it even matters what the situation is.
I disagree. I think because it'll be his second time, so I think he knows.
You think he's going to be very
more than 2 chances, right? Like like most guys will get 2 chances at most.
That's true.
And so I think for him, you got to be in the right situation, right? Like for him, like if the Jets game calling, Grant, they're not firing Aaron Glenn this year, but you go to the Jets for your last chance being a head coach? Absolutely not.
But we go back to the ego thing and thinking, because you have people, well, he couldn't have did, but I can do it. Trust me, I got the formula. People have that attitude, man, when you get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he's like, hey, look, I feel like I can go anywhere, especially after my years now being in Minnesota. I got some more experience. I've been around a coach like KOC. Hey, look, I have a formula. Will I go there the first year and change the Jets around? Probably not. But give me 2 years and I guarantee I'll have this franchise rolling. Those are things, that's the confidence level I can probably see B-Flow going into a Jets interview with. I don't think it would work for him, but I see where you're saying, Darin. I do see where you're saying. But for me, I think based off of hearing that podcast, I think he wants a head coaching job so bad that he will take just the opportunity. I think he'll just take the opportunity.
I think he'll get interviews this offseason, but naturally, you aren't really seeing his name tied to any kind of like top candidate right now, which is to me is just shocking. That you're not.
Well, it's because he has the lawsuit.
He does, which again, for Vikings fans, like again, I feel for B-Flow, but selfishly, I'm like, great. Hopefully the Wilfs just pay him like a head coach and keep him on as D coordinator because I mean the guy can ball and our D is elite with him. Even this year, without the sacks and takeaways, our D is keeping us in games.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the defense, man. Shout out Norris with the 10, man. He said, KOC has all you people goat roped. He is too egotistical to adapt to times or personnel. Y'all just want to keep being best to never win it all, don't you? KOC has pussified this franchise. God damn, Norris. Let's go. It is what it is. There's pros and there's cons for me when it comes down to KOC. Sure. I love the being able to control the room with your speech, right? Being able to make you, because as a fan, he makes me believe when I hear him talk in the locker room, right? Not so much the press conferences after a loss, right? But in the locker room, you hear the post-game speeches, and he's a master at that. There was somebody who I forget who it was. I wish I could remember the reference, but it was a former player, and he said he was in the Minnesota Vikings facility after a win or something, and he was able to be in the locker room. And he said, man, Kevin O'Connell is the best public speaker, is what he called him, that I've ever been around. When you're talking about motivation, you're talking about, man, making you believe in yourself. He said, man, he said, I've had a ton of coaches in my lifetime, and I've been around a lot of great leaders. He said, man, but when I sat in that locker room with Kevin O'Connell and listened to him speak, he said he had me wanting to throw the pads back on and run through a wall for him too. So I always give him his props on that, and I can see it when I listen to him talk when the vibes are good. He got a mouthpiece on him, man. Pause if necessary. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, again, I'll just say go check the tape. He's drawing guys open. There's guys open every play. So I think he's doing what he needs to do as a play caller. Again, maybe the offense itself is too complicated for McCarthy right now, but guys are open. So
how'd you feel about the Sam Darnold whole thing, man? Did you feel like we should have brought him back?
Yeah. It's hard, like hindsight's 2020, obviously. I was really torn. Like it's like because you have this unknown commodity with JJ. I think Oh, all right. Being honest, no. I thought we should have moved on.
Okay.
Mainly because it would have been too expensive to keep him, knowing we have McCarthy, and then knowing the offensive line upgrades we had to make. Because Sam Darnold's still Sam Darnold. Like, love Sam Darnold. Like, I love what he did for us last year. Love him as a player. But even like when I was at the Seahawks game this year, and I mean, we kind of smacked him in the mouth a little bit, and he threw for 100 yards. Like,
yeah, you could tell B-Flow coached them last year, didn't you?
that's just it. Like, I mean, I think and just knowing the formula doesn't mean you're going to execute it, but
right,
you can get in his face. Like, he becomes a little bit irrelevant as a passer. So
yeah.
I think we saw that in the Lions game and then the Rams game, especially last year at the end of the season. So
Yep.
I think we knew what our ceiling was, and we needed other pieces that I don't think we could have afforded if we had signed him. So I was probably more on the let him walk unless he gives us a hometown discount kind of mentality.
I'll say this. He's playing good, but I think he's benefiting from a weak-ass schedule. And when he plays against the good teams, like you said, the teams that can actually get pressure, you're seeing him be Sam Darnold. Yep. So I think what we're going to see is when the playoffs come around, we're going to see Sam Darnold again. And I wouldn't be surprised if the first playoff game going up against a team that's supposed to be there is going to make him look like Sam Darnold. And Seattle fans are going to be pissed off. But, they'll feel happy enough to say, well, it was his first year. And we'll be able to build off it. It is what it is, man. Good luck to him, though. Like, I never had anything against Sam Darnold, man. He owed us nothing, right? And he brought us a fun season.
Yep, it was super fun. And I mean, the bummer for him might be they might end up being matched up with Philly to start the year. And Jalen Carter coming at you up the middle all game. I mean, that could really wreck their season, pretty quickly. So I'll be rooting for Sam in the playoffs, wish him nothing but the best. And I guess I was on the probably let him walk.
Me too. I was on the let him walk train too. Man, I'm full blown JJ McCarthy, man. From the moment we drafted him, I was, hey, this needs to be the guy.
You have a plan. And again,
stick to it.
If Darnold would have brought us to like the NFC Championship game,
it would have been a different conversation.
But like just the way the season ended, it was like, probably time.
You had to move on. Yeah. They said that it's weird. They said that the Vikings offered him a contract. I think what it was the commitment wasn't there. Yeah. Right? It was the 1 year rental deal. It's like, and he made the right decision, man. Don't rent me out. I think I played good enough where you guys should actually invest in me.
Do you get $100 million guaranteed or close to that? So good on him. Got his money finally, and he deserved it.
Yeah. Sound Dog said, but your boy Kirk rap, that's a different story. Oh, no, Kirk, hell no. Were you a Kirk guy, Darin?
Oh, I was never a Kirk cousin.
Okay, good. Me and you got a lot in common, my brother. I'm starting to notice. See, I'm glad we're doing this show tonight, man. As I talk to you, man, we got some similar beliefs when it comes to our Vikingism. You know what I mean?
Kirk, I was all for getting him.
Okay.
When we signed him, right? I was like, go get Kirk Cousins.
Not me.
He was going to put us over the top. So I will admit that offseason after that title game run in 2017, I said, go get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
After the third or fourth game, I was like, what did we do?
I was never on him. I was like, man, why are we paying this guy that much money that he did nothing? Shout out Dylan in the building. He said, when are we going to get the whole Purple Dopes podcast on the top? That's the next one. Yeah. See, we had to do part 1, part 2, part 3, gonna hit like crack, baby. You know that. Yeah, we definitely gonna set that up. That's a fact. That's happening. That's already happening, man. That's a fact.
Kirk,
go ahead.
Just Kirk's biggest issue, at least for me, the pocket presence, man. Turnovers and sacks. We're just like, what are you doing? Like, how do you not feel this guy? He's holding the ball for 5 seconds. You're like, just.
Watching them last night was even painful, man. I'm like, holy, man. I know they wound up squeaking out the dub, but I'm like, yo, this dude, man, like the fact that he's still out, I feel so bad for Falcons fans, man.
Oh, my God. Dude, how great did it feel last year, though, when they came to US Bank Stadium and he threw
and we spanked them? Oh, man. Amazing. That was amazing. That was one of the best games in a long time, I gotta say, man. I say that about a lot of games, but like that one there, because of the whole narrative around it, and you had your Kirk stands that, or they call themselves Vikings fans, but they were excited to watch Kirk and hoping deep down inside that he went off on us so that they can say, see, I told you. And the fact that he crumbled, man.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson said, I need to get some podcasting. Man, do it, bro. Like, hey, Amazon, bro. Like, you can get podcast equipment for like $50. Especially if you already got a laptop, bro. You just buy you a USB mic, plug it in, man. You podcast it. You feel me? As simple as that. It's do you have what it takes to do it? Because I will tell you, it's not an easy thing, man. It takes dedication, it takes grind. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's talk about real quick. I know we going on an hour, brother. I don't want to hold you too long past an hour, but I got just two more little topics here, Darin, real quick.
Yeah, no rush.
The defense, right?
Yeah.
I wanna ask you about this defense and where. First of all, let's start with this weekend. What do you think this defense needs to do this weekend to make it difficult for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys? Cowgirls is what I like to call them. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think they need to do this weekend to give us a chance?
It always starts with shutting down the run. I mean, that's been the one thing that's kind of got us this year, is letting teams run for too many yards on us.
Yeah.
If you can shut down the run, especially on first down, it just, like, Flores D is built for opportunistic plays.
Yeah.
And you get to opportunistic plays by shutting down the run, getting them behind the sticks. So, second and long, third and long, where you can pin your ears back, rush the passer, tip some balls, get some picks.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. It's been more of a bend, don't break mentality this year, which has worked. I just think the Cowboys have a lot of weapons. So if you try to play that game against them, you could get burned. So I'd say, it starts with shutting down the run, and then it's pinning your ears back and getting a Dak.
Yeah, no, facts. We're on the same page with that. Real quick, Jackson, too. If you do decide, bro, I got the platform for you, baby. You already know your first show can be over here, brother. Come on down, my dog. You feel me? Hey, I want more of us on the platform. Absolutely. To be honest with you, bro. I want most Vikings fans to start a pod. I'm trying to take over YouTube. Our community needs to be the biggest and the best. We already the best with the little bit we got, but you know what I mean? The more, the merrier. Let's get it popping. For real, man. And you got my support 110%. Believe that. Hit me. And so I feel the same way. Like, I feel the same way. Get the pressure. I think that it always starts with stopping the run, but also getting pressure to Dak Prescott. Because I think, like any quarterback in the NFL, you get pressure. The quarterbacks usually don't play as good. You got some quarterbacks who are good under pressure, but it is what it is.
It feels like less and less these guys now.
Less and less, though. Less and less, right?
The Brady's, the Breezes, like, they just don't make them like that anymore.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, right? Going back to that, like, where we talk about the quarterbacks now. I was watching a show when it's just like an NFL show, and it's a podcast where it's, independent is what I'll call it. And they were talking about the quarterbacks nowadays, right? How the NFL is actually getting mad at college because these quarterbacks, they don't make them like they do anymore. Like we're talking, like you just mentioned, the NFL saying, man, you guys are giving us raw materials now when it comes to these quarterbacks. Like, I mean, you think about it, the last class that we can really lean on, and maybe this JJ McCarthy's class turns into a class, because so far, I mean, kind of so good. Drake May looks good. Caleb Williams looks pretty good. Yeah. Bo Nix looks all right, right?
Daniels is a rookie,
So, but the whole point they were making here was, these kids coming out of college, and I thought opposite going into it. I'm like, yo, these guys are ready right away. Like, I was big on they don't got to sit. They've been playing football their whole life. The training's more intense than it was in the early 2000s. These kids are getting trained by NFL trainers in 7th grade. You know what I mean? Now and stuff like that. But man, they kind of had a point though, man. Like like even this quarterback class that's coming in 2026. I mean, it's dry, right? Like, it's dry. You're gonna have a lot of raw players, like the guy from Duke, who people are talking about. They're saying, okay, he might be a guy, but these are guys where it's like the quarterback play in the NFL. And Tom Brady stated this, where he was like, man, the quarterback play in the NFL right now is bad, regardless of what you think, but it's not how it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think it's like the difference is, like, from a skills perspective, it's far more elite, but that's because kids are throwing the ball more at younger ages.
Yeah.
Even like my 6-year-old's playing flag football, and I was talking to one of the coaches, and like every single kid on the team just hucking spirals, 20, 30 yards down the field. So I think there was like 8 kids in my whole elementary school that could throw a spiral.
Yeah.
these kids, every single one's just dropping dimes. And so I think from just throwing a ball and the skills it takes to play a quarterback, they're far more elite.
Yeah.
But it's between the years, man. It's different learning the position. I think a lot of the thinking is shifted to the coach.
Yeah.
They're doing, talking a lot more in the quarterback's ear, giving them reads before they cut the mics.
Yep.
And the quarterback has to do a lot less at the line of scrimmage. Whereas you look at like the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, like they were they're the general at the line, right? They're changing plays and they're seeing things with 20, 30 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like that's really happening anymore. It's the head coach pointing things out, calling it through the headset.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. And I think that, it makes you like, you can still be a good player and a good quarterback, but it's
sustainable. Are you going to be good for 10 years?
Especially, if you get, different receivers around you, or maybe you get a different coach or different offensive coordinator. Like there's just more variables, I think, that come into play, especially as you get later in your career.
Yeah. And then you look at the game now too, Darin, where, hey, look, there's not as many explosive plays. I mean, you're not seeing that back in the day where to me, I feel like everything now is more thinking, and where you're trying to find this space and stuff, and you got to be able to pass.
I think it's the defenses. Like it feels like everyone's in that too deep shell now, where it's like almost impossible to throw something over the top.
Yeah, because you look at all the throw charts, and all of them are like fucking 5, 6 yards, dumping it off.
5 to 15, right? Like you might catch that deep chunk down the seam or something like that, but you're not generally blowing the top off a defense unless there's a blown coverage.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's been we'll see what happens with the JJ McCarthy's class. I think they have a chance to maybe, because the last one, what I was going to say is the last one is like the Justin Herbert, the Patrick Mahomes, obviously, with who else?
It was Herbert.
Who was Joe Burrow? Was Joe Burrow in the same one as Patrick Mahomes?
No, that was Mitch.
That was Deshaun Watson. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky, Watson, Mahomes. Yeah. And
okay.
Then,
that we'll say those were within 2-year periods. So it's like those are like the quarterbacks where we're naming now, and that's the last kind of group that we're leaning on. And it's been a long enough where you're like, well, damn, you would think some other ones have came in the league, but to say that there really isn't, man, when you think about it, man, you're like, yo, like where are the other guys? And think about how many have came into the NFL since those guys have made a name for themselves, and nobody sticks. It tells you how difficult it is to really be somebody as a quarterback in this league.
Dude, I am a firm believer that you should draft a quarterback almost every year.
Yeah.
Like if you, like, again, I'm not saying you have a pick you can't use, but like 3rd or 4th rounder, there's a quarterback that slid down the board. I don't know. Maybe you take a flyer and just see, because you don't know what's going to happen with your starter. And again, for the Vikings right now, obviously we're hoping for JJ, but if there's a guy in the 3rd round this year that like, oh man, like we had him rated as a 2nd round pick, like maybe you grab him and see if you can develop him. Yeah.
No, why not? I mean, I think you got a point. Like this is one of those deals where the percentage, the odds are so low. You got to just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall till it sticks. For real, man. It's crazy, man. Right. What's your score prediction for the game, Darin? What do you think we got going on this?
All right. So I'm a homer, so I can't ever pick the Vikings to lose. I'm going to go, let's go 26-17 Vikings.
26-17.
I'm gonna have Will the Thrill kicking 4 field goals. Man, and I gotta shout out Will the Thrill, because man, that guy's a beast. We were in kicker purgatory for how long?
And long time. I think we finally got our guy, huh?
He's missed 2 kicks this year, and I think they both hit the wire. So this guy's a dude. Yeah,
man. Shout out to Will the Thrill. We got to give Kwesi his flowers on that one, huh? We tend to forget about the lousy old kicker, man. But goddamn, he's one of the best players on the team. I think he need a C on his chest next year.
Yeah, big time. He's been
All
great.
right, so good. I have us winning. I'm gonna say we're gonna win this game 24-20. You know, it's a 24-20 type game.
Nice.
But I want to do this. This is the last little segment here. We're gonna do one player on defense, one player on offense, Darin. You know, just kind of tell me who's gonna be your X factor on offense and why, and then your X factor on defense. We'll start with the offense.
X factor on offense. I think it's gonna be Jordan Addison.
Okay.
I think that
is it what happened to his Achilles? I saw he was on the. He's good to go?
Good. Yeah, as far as I know,
Okay.
the only people on the injury report were Darrisaw and Ty Chandler.
When I saw Achilles, I was like, Achilles. Usually, you see Achilles, that means you're out, buddy. You're out for a long time. You know, maybe.
Yeah, that was weird because I didn't hear anything about it coming out of the Washington game either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go Jordan Addison. I think everyone's kind of trying to take Justin Jefferson away. He's got 2-3 guys on him every time. It feels like it's time for a receiver to break out.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Addison's game.
Okay. And then so for me, I'm gonna go wide receiver as well, but I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson. Nice. I'm gonna keep punching at it, man, until I finally get it. I'm gonna keep punching at it. All right. It's like, bro, it had the talent that number 18 has. It just has to happen. I don't care if he's triple covered, quadruple covered. We've seen him do it before. Just throw him the ball, JJ McCarthy, please. Fuck it. If you throw 4 picks and while he gets 200 receiving yards, do it. I don't give a damn. Like Justin Jefferson needs to be fed ASAP. So I'm going Justin Jefferson, man. I'm gonna say he's finally gonna break 100 and get a touchdown.
That'd be great. Yeah,
that's my thing there. Defense, who you got?
I'm going Van Ginkel. He is the
gangster.
He is the X factor on defense. Had another pick on the slip screen there against Washington. Yeah. Can't imagine why teams are still doing that to his side, but keep it up because I think he's going to get a pick and a sack this game. So love myself some Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah, man. Shout out Van Ginkel, man. I was so happy to see him do that again, and it's crazy that offenses haven't learned their lesson, man, because he's been doing that ever since he was in Miami, which is crazy, bro. It's like, dog, do not throw a screen. If you see Van Ginkel on that side as a quarterback, as an offensive coordinator, you need to be saying, Jay, switch, move it to the other side or something. God damn, because he coming. And he could have had like 3 of them this year.
Yeah.
And then think about last year. Think about the ones he dropped.
That's a bit. Like he had 2 touchdowns.
Bro, the one was crucial when it came to that Lions game for the number 1 seed. I mean, bro, like these were game-changing plays, man, where I'm like, it was on his fingertips. Yep. I would have closed the game we would have been, oh, man. I mean, yeah, man. I don't know why they haven't learned their lesson, but I'm with you on that. I can never be mad at picking Van Gink, man, to be the X factor on defense. It's always good seeing him play a damn good game. I'm gonna go on the edge here, man. I'm gonna go Harrison Smith. I'm gonna say Harrison Smith. I know I've been talking not down on him, but just saying, hey, bro, it's time to hang it up. Right? Yeah. It's time to hang it up. We love you. You're gonna go down as one of the greatest Vikings of all time, in my opinion. Definitely defensive Viking. So, shout out to him. Thank you for everything you've done. But after this season, man, you got to walk, my brother. With all the respect in the world, you got to walk. But this Sunday, I'm going to say he's going to build up because last game, he had a pretty good game too. He had a pretty good game, man. He was making noise. Got a pick, added his name to another list of the many that he's on. Yep. And got to batted the ball down. Just doing good things, being in position, tackling, all that good stuff. So I'm going to say he's going to continue to build on that. And Sunday, man, we're going to see another 22 pick, man. Let's get it. He going to pick Dak Prescott off down the middle. One of them deep balls to trying to throw it to Pickens. And 22 going to be there and just go ahead and do his signature grab. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, Darin, I appreciate you, my brother. This was a great episode, bro. We talked a lot of Vikings football tonight, man. This is one of my favorite shows, man. I gotta say, man, this was a good conversation, bro.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Yep.
And just let people know real quick, Darin, before you get out of here, where they can follow you and follow you and K-Dub.
Me, K-Dub, Kyle, we're the Purple Dopes with Hopes. You can follow us anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and you can also follow us on YouTube. And yeah, click subscribe. And love to get some feedback on the pod. Rate us, comment, and yeah, always looking to make the show better.
Absolutely, man. Next show y'all see with Darin, I'll have K-Dub with us too, man. We'll get the triple threat on here, man, for sure, for sure. Hey, Darin, I appreciate you, brother, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, cheers.
All right, man. Shout out Darin from Purple Dopes with Hopes, man. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all tapping in tonight, man, and showing love to Darin. Great dude, man. Hey, talking his Vikings football. I know, hey, look, I know he was saying some stuff about Kevin O'Connell that a lot of y'all in the chat wasn't liking. Yeah, he's a great coach. What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Where does dude Darin come from? What? Hold up. But you know what? We all got an opinion, man. We all have an opinion. And I think he stood on it. So I respect that about him. He stood on his opinion. That's what's important. Tomorrow, I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow it's going to be a lunchtime stream, 11 o'clock for the ones up in Minnesota. For me, it's 12 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock. We're going to have my boy, Landlord Sports. He's a Dallas Cowboy creator, man. It's my dog right here. I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk some Vikings versus Cowboys in depth preview. He has a great setup over there that he goes and does his shows weekly and stuff like that. So I think y'all will really like it. It's going to be during the day, though. So just be on the lookout because it's during a time period where we usually don't go live. So I will post it on the community tab so that you guys are aware and you'll know to be there. But pop out. We got to show them how we do. You feel me, man? But hey, thank you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow at lunch. Don't be late, man. Bring your damn sandwiches. You understand? Skol Vikings, baby.